Hey, muy buenos días, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well, blessed, and enjoying family. Y muchísimas gracias for everyone that was able to give me a minute yesterday in the live and for helping me take my mind off certain things I tend to just be there dwelling on, right? I'll just leave it at that. Also, thank you for you guys' words, prayers, and for your time. From the heart, I appreciate everyone. Do know it. Gracias. Now, to get into the story in hand. Today, I want to touch on my personal reason and knowings on why Spy from Lennox seemed to ignore the overall call that, Popeye from Harpies, he was to maintain his position and nothing was supposed to be done to him due to everything that was circling around him and his doings, right? Which I will touch on in the future. And my personal knowledge, right? Again, this is my personal belief on at least one of the reasons, right? But anyways, I won't take you back 2012 maybe, somewhere around there, right? And I'm already, you guys know, sitting up there in the bay, validated, and the camarada at this time, Spy from Lennox, he's there and he's doing his thing, right, for Popeye. And how we cross, you could say, paths was behind my primo Tito from La Habra, right? At this time, he's down in Pleasant Valley and he's doing his thing, right? And just to put a little bit of backbone between me and Tito, he's my relative, my primo from my mom's side, right? My jefita. My jefita has, well, family in Nayarit, and that's where Tito's family comes in. But everybody in my jefita's side, well, they know, about my jefe's family and their doings and what they dedicate themselves to or have always done. So, right out here in Culiacan. So again, I'm sitting up there and through a family member, Tito gets at me, right? And he's telling me that he has a hold of the yard he's in, and that he wants to start bringing things in, right, on their Popeye, and that he was addressing Popeye on their Spy. You see, at this time, Spy was one of his strong workers, right? He was doing his thing under Popeye's name, if you say it like that. And I'm not sure exactly who else, but at this time, he was holding that yard for Popeye. And on this yard there was two other camaradas from Lennox that were supporting him, that were there answering to Spy. Again, using Popeye palabra to have word on that yard, right? Again, there. Well, I'll just say it like this, right? Not to bounce around it. Spy was his sobrino, his secretaria, right? And they would answer to Spy, and Spy would touch base with Papa. It was a channel, just to put it like that. Anyways, so we start going back and forth, and bottom line is chapopote, right? They want to get good chapopote, and basically we start squaring things off where he has Pinto has other family members and ex doing his thing for him, right? And I ain't nobody to say anything, so it makes it easier, right? When it comes to getting a hold of each other and lining things up. And they start doing their thing. Somewhere along the lines, they all mess up, right? they all mess up to the sense that a big riot happened with the hermanos, and that's the worst thing that could happen on the yard, which is something happen and you have a good flow of feria and jale coming in and out, and it has to hit the brakes, right? And the money flow stops. And of course, the Pili wants some answers on the whys when it's been a while and everything's going smooth. So today, I'll circle on the camarada stranger, right, from Lennox, which is one of the homies helping Tito, and Pana, I believe, from Lennox as well. But I guess to maintain that yard firmes, right, at least working without getting slammed, they try to prevent this from happening. But by doing so, they violated something that we're not supposed to do. And a lot of people speak about it, and I will speak on it, just dedicating to this. But anyways, where they were at, there was a camarada, and it couldn't have been a worse thing, right? Which is a camarada from Harpies, and he had a little misunderstanding with a brother, and to quash thing, the brother wasn't gonna let go. For those that have been around brothers, they get pumped up. It's a go, I'll just leave it at that. And basically, stranger felt that to be easier, just allow them to somewhere in a corner go heads up, like, man, like it should be permitted, but it's not. If you're gonna go with any other race, just to boot up and lace up, and basically, with the peace. And any camarada around there, the minute a chingadazo gets thrown out, they're to jump in on the spot. It's just how things are organized to happen, right? We're not allowed to take head up fades, is why the respect card is real big, You're not to disrespect, you're not to horseplay, you're not. All that is just basic respect rules for not having misunderstanding. And like this I'm speaking about, right? Which is they went back, and when nobody seen them, just stranger was there, another brother was there, but they allowed them to man up, right? And tango. And just to keep it as I know, the brother put tips on the homie, The camarada held his ground, but the brother got the best of it. Just keeping it 1,000, And they went, they did their thing, and they continued programming, and they kept the jale coming in, and they kept the money hitting the bay, right? Which is what Stranger wanted. He didn't want the yard to sit down behind a riot over a camarada horse playing or whatever, right? So anyways, the homie, his pride was hurt. Just being sincere, cause one, the homie knew it is not allowed. Two, he felt stranger led him to get his butt whooped. I guess at one point, homie hit the floor, and the brother, he continued doing what they were doing, and that's another thing, when you make something personal and you go heads up with a camarada, you're still going heads up with rules and regulations. You can't expect that when you go heads up with a brother, right? It's go time, and he ain't gonna follow the guidelines that you as camarada have set to do things, right? He's gonna do his thing the way they do everything, which is to their liking. So anyways, within time, Another homie from Harpies that was there, I believe night out, he was in touch with the Billy's daughter, right? But it was more like a clueless get type of touch, right? It wasn't a working relationship. So, I dwell on the homie. I dwell on the homie. You walk in the yard and you see the guy that put tips on you, and it cars at you. It's just common sense, right? I seen a lot of just camarada and camarada, right? From personal experience that they come up and they tell you, hey, this and that, or they start throwing this car paperwork at you to get that permission, right? To allow them to handle business. And when it comes to the point where, all right, you fools want to make this personal, go ahead, you know, tie your lace up right, but you're going to go in the cell. And before you go in the cell, I want you guys to come and I want you guys to show me your pedazo that you're going to go up in there and you're going to man up the right way. You get caught, at least you get caught doing something that you're pushing for, right? Which is something you can't let go to allow the rest to keep programming. So anyways, they go up in there and always one gets the best of the other and the other one circle backs around and he really don't care about his career a lot. Think of, I'm gonna go ahead and do this and I'll try to clear it up back there, which never happens, right? But anyways, this is what happened with the homie from Harpies, right? Came to a point where he had to buck up, A lot of factors could have played into it, which is personal camaradas playing, clowning him, or whatever, Or he just, homeboy could have been real prideful. So him and again his homie from Harpies and a couple other camaradas, to my knowledge, they hit that brother, right? They hit him with pieces and it went up. Other brothers seen this happening, they took off. Because that's something that, even though you see, different cars like Chris Bloods and, when they see a brother moving or going up, they're all going to react. Later on, they'll figure their thing out, but at the moment, it's just like us, They hit the alarm, you just stand up, look around, and make sure, it ain't with camaradas, it ain't with raza, right? And if it is, you to run to that. Or you see who is with, and you to take off on that closest one to you that belongs to that faction. Or, more than likely you're going to get stabbed and removed once you hit the ETSEG. But anyways, it went up and, lockdown. This is the era where they utilize everything to slam the yard, to slam everybody, right? To the SEALs, it was, sitting outside the program office, nobody on the yard, eating donuts and coffee, right? So anyways, the homies from Harpies, all 5 of them, I asked what was happening because family asked me that nobody had gotten in touch recently from this yard because it was flowing nicely, It was, I'll just say it was flowing nicely, chapopote wise, right? I don't want to put marcas or amounts because YouTube be flipping. But anyways, in the whole day, for no apparent reason, taking off on a brother and causing a lot of camaradas to lose their program. Whoever they use pieces got caught, catch more time, lose dates, you guys know. They got removed. There was no explaining it. For one, off the gate, heads up with different races. No. Take off and allow the camaradas to take off. Now if you're in the wrong, which the homie was dealing with brothers and or horse playing, regardless, it's something that leads to misunderstandings and it's something that leads to problems. Problems lead to yard sitting down, which Billy's are not gonna tolerate. And it had to do with not only his money coming in, right? But now it became his homies, and he had got the scoop from his daughter. For as much as Pana and Stranger tried to clear up, um, mainly Stranger, right? There was no cleaning it up. You allowed another race to put hands on a camarada. At the end of the day, if it would have continued to flow and Papa would have found out, but there was no repercussion money wise, Halle wise, he would have let it go. Regardless though, the yard was on lockdown. He wasn't receiving nothing. So, he gave Spy orders to go ahead and hit Stranger and Pana. And they got removed. After everything they done, cause it wasn't just turning yard they were at, right? They were doing things for turning the wheels on their neighborhood for them on the streets, and but none of that matter, You stop money flow coming in, and that's the only thing that matter. All that belief that what you do holds weight with them, nah. What you're doing in that second is what counts. All that, like they say, the past already passed, and don't dwell on it. Concentrate on today. It's exactly how they see things. So, that's my understanding in the Bay was, you know, Spy got at me and basically wanted me to tell him what I knew, and which I did, And just off the back on my bills, he wasn't happy. He didn't want to have to remove two of his homeboys that, from his own words, they were the same age and grew up together, right? Well, at least Stranger. And, but he had no choice. So he did it, and he expressed his unhappiness with it towards another camarada, which it was between me and him. Again, he was just a camarada under Popeye at this time, and he had him removed. And as you guys know, within time, Popo did a lot of calls, you could say, minimizing everything, right? It was just always Popeye. And when it came to his neighborhood, the way I personally think it should be, right? It was untouchable. As long as he was there, he shielded his neighborhood real good. Even with other members, and, you gotta give him that. I give him props for that. But again, within time, I want to get in a deeper story about Spy, but basically, when it came to Lennox, Popo had a lot of hands in it to where Spy had no choices but to take action, because he wanted to bring his neighborhood into the fold, right? He wanted to put his neighborhood there, which is in reality what a good, solid camarada wants, I personally wanted that since the gate, right? Put a correct image of my neighborhood through my actions when it came to these individuals. And I did exactly the same. Started having them connect with Billy's and getting mixed up, and, but it comes with the territory. Every action may have some, it's gonna have something negative come into the play where you're gonna have to correct. In this case, is you bring your camaradas, they must maintain them rules and regulations into the line, right? And now you're gonna have to correct it. But it's it's a grudge that within time, you're back with this feeling. Now you're walking the line. Now you're a main member. And again, pride, grudges dwell on you. Me personally, I remember now I tend to let go because I have no problem bowing down and trusting. But back then I was that person. You did something to me, I could sit down and wait. But you best believe in that wait, I'm thinking of 1,000 ways how to hurt you, get you, most importantly, get away with it, right? Because pride as a camarada, you could say, or anything, when we live that lifestyle, is something that always takes us down, right? But again, when that call was made to allow Popeye to maintain his position, his power, now there was that other side that was pushing for Popeye to get removed. One of them being Spy, right? His loyal soldado now became his worst enemy. But it's part of the structure, right? They all envy each other, they all jealous each other. In front of each other, ha ha ha, hermano, I love you. They turn their back, and the minute is find out how to politic against his soldado to start weakening him, start tearing that down. I gotta be the most important thing on this yard. Or if we have factions near each other, I gotta take control of that faction, of that neighborhood. It's a moneymaker. Or there's someone from there coming in here with Hale. I need that for the Vena. And Spy moved on him, took his win, and at the end of the day, those that were saying allow him to maintain took it as, oh, there's an opening for Feria, go ahead and just let it go. It was a misunderstanding about Sino, go, come, stay, go, stay. The bottom line, it was an opening to make Feria to get more territory for a lot. But anyways, everyone, with this said, I'll let you guys continue to have a blessed day. Thank you again for the live yesterday. I had done another recording for you guys before the live yesterday, but that's why I never listened to the videos or the recordings I put out. I just send them to my niece because well, you guys know how I sound for many reasons, right? And I tend to say Chinese. I'm not gonna send this. So I'm doing this, and I hope it's to you guys' understanding. As always, I send my love. Please stay true to yourself and loyal to your loved ones.